Hey there, I'm Michelle, and welcome to the Leadership Growth Lab, the podcast where we ditch the leadership fluff and get into what actually works. If you're a new or emerging leader trying to figure out how to lead people without losing your mind or your integrity, you're in the right place. I've spent over 30 years leading teams, making mistakes, and learning the hard way so you don't have to. This isn't about motivational posters and feel-good quotes. This is real talk, real stories, and real strategies to help you become the leader you're meant to be. Let's get into it.
Well, good morning. Nothing like going to the eye doctor and being told that you now have to wear glasses when you drive. Womp womp. It was bound to happen. I was just hoping I had a little more time on my calendar before I had to do that. In any case, today's leadership lesson. How do you handle when an employee is going through a crisis, whether that be personal or at work? I recently discovered that one of my direct reports is having some mental health issues that they needed to get addressed. We all knew something was going on. We're very concerned about this person and had a conversation with one of their family members yesterday and alerted me to the fact that they had indeed sought help. We're going to need to take a leave of absence. So understandably, I'm going to have to break the news to the team that this person is going to be on a leave of absence. And I don't know how long that leave of absence is going to be. And then it's really important that you keep things confidential. It is not their business as to why this person is out on a leave of absence. So I need to tell my direct superiors and HR the circumstances of what's going on. But beyond that, nobody else needs to know. And it's not anybody's business. The biggest thing that I'm thinking of is when this person comes back to work, they're likely to be a little apprehensive about re-entering the workplace. And they will probably have a range of emotions from some embarrassment to some, lack of confidence and just really not feeling on solid ground, probably very concerned about what others are thinking of them. And my job is when they re-enter the workplace is to help them understand that everything has been kept completely confidential. What they choose to share is what they choose to share. And that we are here, I myself, as well as HR and my superiors are here to support that person and to help them re-enter the workplace with a positive outcome. That is ultimately our goal. So what kind of circumstances have you dealt with when you've had an employee in crisis, and how have you navigated that with the rest of your team and the confidentiality necessary? And then what was the outcomes? Were you able to navigate through that with a successful positive outcome? I'd love to know. All right, we will talk to you later.
All right, that's a wrap for today's episode of the Leadership Growth Lab. I hope you're walking away with at least one thing you can put into practice this week, because that's what it's all about. Real growth, real progress. If you found this helpful, subscribe so you don't miss an episode and share it with somebody who's navigating their own leadership journey. Remember, great leaders aren't born, they're built, and you're doing the work. I'll see you next time.